With that being said, we can move on to the story time segment. For the story time segment, do any of you have a story about a situation where you crossed the line with a platonic friendship and it got messy for the two of you? And what did you learn about it? What did you learn from it?
Honestly, no.
I have a story, Tom.
I don't have one.
Let's hear this.
Hold on, let me get some popcorn. I want to hear this.
And also, I'm about to school you how to tell a story.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Story
damn.
time.
Not shit. You know, okay. All right. Shit, all right. Fuck it.
But anyway, I was friends with this dude. I was friends with a lot of dudes in high school, but it was this dude that I was friends with in high school. I think he was like a grade ahead of me, maybe two. I don't know. I ain't gonna put his name out there or whatever. But after high school, you know, you stop talking to certain people, you don't hear from them for a while or whatever. And so we reconnected on Facebook after a couple of years, I guess. I'm trying to remember how far back that was. It wasn't that far back, but it feel like it was. But we reconnected on Facebook and we started like talking or whatever. So when we initially got into the friendship, I was like I think he asked me what my intentions are. I asked him one of the two, I don't know. But I was like, I don't want nothing serious right now. But if it goes there, I'm open to it because you know, you cool, we compatible. I'm comfortable with you. I like the vibes. I like the energy, the connection or whatever. I ain't had feelings for him though. I didn't develop feelings yet. And it kind of seemed like I don't know, it was weird. Like the way that the stuff happened, I still don't really understand it, but it was weird. But like after I said that, it was like okay, it was like, oh, he was like, I don't want a serious relationship either. Like he kind of agreed. I don't want a serious relationship either. And then it was like I don't like he messed it up before anything could actually happen. But I'm gonna try to explain it as best as I could because it was a lot. It was a lot of twists and turns or whatever. But both of us agreed that we was gonna be friends. We don't want a serious relationship. But if the friendship develops into that, we're both open. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Like, if that's the case, we can agree on this. Let's just see what happens. But it felt like he would say that he didn't want nothing serious, but it felt like he did. So he would do certain things or say certain things and do certain things. And I would be like, you know, we agreed that we was just gonna see what happened. Like, why it seemed like you trying to push us towards something. Why you doing that? Let's just chill, hang back, see what happens. But then it started crossing the line where things are getting sexual. So he lived in I'm gonna say where he lived. He lived in New Jersey. I'm in South Carolina, so that's far. You know, that's a long distance situation. We don't see each other that much. He comes home for a visit sometimes, but I actually I never saw him during that time or whatever because it was always something going on. But he was in the I ain't gonna say all that because I feel like when I say when I started doing occupation, people gonna be like, oh, okay, he did this, he did that, that's such and such. but but I feel like I can't tell a story without saying it though, because it all ties in. So he was in the military. So he would like get deployed and stuff like that. And like we would be talking throughout all of this stuff. And like I said, it got sexual, but I think it started off getting sexual because I was in the middle of writing my novels and I would like share like some of the sex scenes to him or whatever. Or it would be like, see, I'm the type of person like when like Damien said, when we feeling the vibes, like I'm a storyteller, so I like to paint a story, and I feel like men are visual people. So like I would send like sex scenes. I would create sex scenes for my books off of experiences with people. So like I would be like, I'm writing, like I need some mental stimulation or whatever. Like you cool, like you cool with me, like sending you some stuff or whatever, and they would agree. So I would send like just sex scenes or whatever, not necessarily what I'm writing for my book, but I would just send some. And so we were sending them back and forth to each other. So, you know, it got sexual like that first. We never physically had sex because, of course, the long distance. But it started happening like that. Then it became a thing where he's sending me videos or we sending pictures and stuff like that.
Sex
And then exactly, we were sending nudes and videos and stuff like that. So we crossed the line basically. Like the line has been crossed. So we're no longer friends no more.
Right.
And so
Naked,
it just, like I said, it was so hard to understand what he was feeling or whatever. I felt like he was very emotionally intelligent because I would have conversations with him that I couldn't have with other dudes, and I feel like that's how we connected. And then I became sexually attracted to him because, like I said, I have to form an emotional connection with somebody before that happens. And then it started being that the back and forth, us sending stuff to each other. And then like he just started acting, I don't even know what to say. Like he just started acting weird. Like it would be like if I wouldn't send like a message fast enough, stuff like that, he would be acting weird. Like or if I was distant, I ain't talked to you in a while, you know, questioning me and stuff like that, like we in a relationship. And I'm just like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's going on? Like, we said this ain't gonna be serious. We ain't want nothing serious. It's just fun. Like, chill. Why are you making it a thing? It's pretty much what I'm saying. Like, just chill, let things play out. And it just kept seeming like he was trying to manipulate the situation for us to be together quick. And then, but at the same time, he would deny that that's what he was doing. It would be like, nah, I don't want a serious relationship. Like we said, we agreed, it's just fun or whatever. So no, I don't feel no certain type of way towards you or whatever. And like it went on like that for years. It was just like hot and cold. Like 1 minute is this, and then it got to a point where I was like, you know what? It's time to set some boundaries up because I don't like this. I don't like where this is going. Like it's too many issues going on with us or whatever. So no sex. Like we not talking about sex. We not being sexual with each other. Let's cut it off. Like let's just cut it off. And then he agreed and he was like, okay, cool, we can do that. And then he wouldn't listen some of the times. Like he would just do it. I'm like, okay, I told you. And when I make a decision about something, I stand on that. I told you we ain't big gonna do that. Like, why you doing that or whatever? And then I remember a situation, you know, just to make a long story short, I remember when he was planning, he did come home. He came home for I think Christmas or something like that, for some holiday. And he used to have issues with his family a lot of the times, his family back in South Carolina. So like he would talk to me about it. And then he had a fight or whatever with his mom, I think somebody in his family. And he ended up going to a hotel to stay at a hotel. And he was supposed to come by and see me, but I forgot what happened. I think during that time I was sick. And I think I don't remember exactly, but it had something to do with I think me being sick. So he couldn't. So, you know, he came all the way here. He was hoping to see me. That didn't happen. Now he got into a altercation with his family, and he mad, he in his feelings or whatever. So I was talking to him while he was at the hotel, and somehow it got on. He was like, I love you. Like he told me he loved me. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what do you mean you love me? Like, what are you doing?
Hey, boy.
Oh, that's cute.
We ain't with it.
Yeah, we all the way
Like,
there.
what?
You can't tell that man how you feel. That man felt that shit. He loved you.
But he told me he loved me, and I'm like, okay. And then he was like, so you don't love me back? Like, you're not gonna say it back? And I'm like, no, I told you what it was. Like, we just friends. Like I said we had to put boundaries on it because you was all over the place. He would just start like argue, like it would just be weird. He would just start like arguments over weird stuff, and it would be weird. He would act weird with me, like I like you, but I don't want nothing serious, but I also like you. I want us to do this. I want us to do that, but I don't want nothing serious. When I would check him, like, what you mean? I'm cool with us just being friends. And it was annoying. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm cutting all of this off.
Did he have a relationship or something?
Cut the whole thing off.
Did he ever? I don't think he had a relationship because I don't think he could. Okay, so let me finish this. Then you'll understand why I say that. But after a while, like I just started getting tired of it because when I get tired of people, I get tired of people. But at the same time, was he the only person that I was talking to? Probably not. Probably not. I don't
He
think
was.
He was. He was the only
He
person I was
was.
talking to.
At that time.
At the time. So like he was the only person I was talking to. So I didn't cut it completely off. It was like me and him good friends. The compatibility, the way we complimented each other, the fact that I didn't have to over explain myself whenever we would have conversations about different things. So I'm like, to me, it's worth us working it out. Like, let's just keep it a friendship thing. Let's go back to being friends, whatever. And then he telling me, you're right. Like this a good friendship. I've never had a friend like you. Like you're important. Like I want you around. I want you to be around in my life all the time or whatever. And then did he get deployed again? I don't know. It kept happening. But like so one day just out the blue, he was like, so I'm dating somebody or whatever. And we can't be friends no more, basically, because I'm dating somebody and they don't want me to be friends with you or whatever. And I'm like,
trying to make you jealous.
Okay,
You like,
cool.
I ain't trying to do this.
Like, right. I'm like, okay, cool. If that's what it is, but just know you gonna sit in this decision that you made. You made a decision. You said we can't be friends no more. So that means we're never going to be friends again. Like you gonna sit in this. And so like we just cut things off and we wasn't talking to each other. But like every now and then he would check on me. Like it would be we had Pokemon Go in common, so like he would like hit me up on like what kind of Pokemon you got, like what's your new Pokemons, what kind of whatever, like every now and then. But we never like came back together and had that friendship again or whatever because he was dating somebody. I kind of felt like because I wasn't giving him what he wanted, he made that decision. So it was like, okay, you're not gonna give it to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a girlfriend because that's what I really want. Instead of being real and just being like, I really want a relationship.
Yeah.
He just was like, I'm okay with us being friends. Like, and I was like, you messed the whole thing up because if you would have just chill and let things play out, we probably would have been in a relationship. But you messed it up because you kept trying to make it a thing. You kept trying to make it a thing too fast or whatever. So that situation, of course, like whenever I publish my books or whatever, he still support me or whatever, but we don't talk like that no more. Because when I say we ain't gonna be friends, I mean that because I be fighting for my friendships when I'm in, or my relationships period when I'm in them. So like if something happened and you make that decision, we ain't gonna be friends. That's how I feel. And I felt like we had already crossed the line, so it kind of messed things up. I don't think it would have ever been the same. Like I wanted it to because because he was important to me or whatever. Like he got me, and he kind of matched because I'm nerdy. He kind of matched my nerdy, girl thing or whatever. But we ain't friends no more. But he still be buying my books, so I don't care. I'm good with that. That's a happy medium. But yeah, that was the story of what I learned from it is that basically I can't really be friends with men. Like it's a lot of men who will come and be like, we friends. And not necessarily every single person, but like we was talking about earlier, if it's somebody that I'm talking to every day and we're doing stuff together and I'm letting them in my life in a way that maybe other people aren't, it's always going to be some mixed feelings. Somebody likes somebody more, somebody likes somebody, period, and the other person may not. And I just had to learn how to set better boundaries with my friends. So like if I say that you're a friend, ain't nothing sexual. I could talk to my male friends about sex, but like when I say sexual, I mean like me telling you what I want to do to you. Basically, I'm directing it toward you. I'm not doing that. I don't do that no more with guys or whatever. We said Damien.
They foreshadowing.
Right, like we not directing those feelings toward each other. So it kind of pretty much taught me I had to set better boundaries with my friends. But going into that situation, I wasn't looking at it as, oh, we're gonna be platonic friends. It was like, okay, we rekindling a friendship, but it seems like it can turn into something more. So I'm open for that. So I never went into the situation thinking we just gonna be friends, and then I ended up catching feelings for him. And I'm just gonna say I never caught feelings for him. Like I had an emotional connection with him, but I didn't love him.
Right.
If that makes sense. Not, at least not in the way he wanted me to. Like I cared about him or whatever, but I wasn't like
butterflies.
I want to do him. But that breakup, that friendship breakup was hard. That probably was like the hardest friendship breakup that I ever had. Probably. But yeah, that's my story time. Anybody else?
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm gonna top that on the next one. Get you on the next one. I got you on the next one.
That's how you tell a story, Brent.
Oh,
well, I guess you could say, because mine's like similar to that. I guess you could say I have a story time. Mine's just, I guess you could say shorter.
Wait, hold on, Van, hold on. Story time.
So mine, like I said, mine was kind of similar, except okay, so beginning to end, I guess you could say initially we went in looking for something. I didn't. I wasn't looking for shit. I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend I was. I wasn't looking for shit. But it was kind of implied that we were looking to get close to be together. And as time went on, like nigga just went ghost. And I didn't know what happened. I honestly didn't even worry about it. It was like 2 weeks went by, I didn't hear from him, and I was just like, just text him, because I don't text people first, or I didn't text people first. I do now, but I didn't text people first. So I texted him, and he was like, "By the time you text me, I was waiting on you to text me first." And we're young, so I was like, "Oh, well, I mean, I get it. Like, hell, if we're friends, it's supposed to be two-way, not just me waiting on you to text me."
Hold on, man. Hold on. I gotta catch my breath because I ain't want to lie. Let me mute myself. Let me mute myself. That sounds like some hand. You hang up the phone. No, you hang up the phone. No, you hang up the phone.
That's the kind of shit we used to be on, though, because we used to be on the phone for like hours, like all fucking night. Like he was such an amazing person to talk
like
to.
twin flame energy.
Right. And that's probably what it was, because we never dated, we never made out, we never slept together, nothing like that. But he was such like I loved his energy. Like it was a point in time where I was like, if he wants to be in a relationship, I'm open for it. But at one point, I think I asked him, I can't remember if I actually asked him as a joke or if I was being dead ass. I really do not remember, but I do know for a fact I did ask him. And I was like, you want to date, or you want to be my boyfriend? Some shit like that. And we're like in our early 20s at this point. And he was like, nah, I can't do that because it'll ruin our friendship. And I was like, all right, bet, because I agree. Like, I didn't want to ruin our friendship either. So I'm like, all right, that's it. And I left it at that. I did not want to be with him no more after that, because I was like, all right, cool.
Right.
But then
here comes the switch up.
Started like some years later, like us, like, because we would stop talking, start back talking, stop talking, start back talking. It wasn't a thing for us, like, to just start back talking. It never bothered either of us, because we already knew, hey, when you get ready to talk, you gonna talk. It wasn't a problem. But then I started hanging out with this other guy that I guess you could say I was friends with benefits. I don't know what you could call that. And he started acting some type of way. Like when I started talking to the guy, he would randomly come up and like kiss me on the cheek. Like I wouldn't even know the dude was around, and he would just kiss me on the cheek. And I'm like, what? Why are you doing this in front of this person? Like, I'm trying to talk to this person. Why are you doing this in front of them? And then I remember, because I never asked him for anything, but he used to buy me stuff that he knew I like. Like that's the same guy that used to buy me fruit whenever I would come over, or hey, he'll have a Coke and some chocolate in the refrigerator already anytime I would come over, like just for me to have. And he was like, you giving this dude a chance, you ain't never gave me a chance. And I was like, you weren't even, that's what he said. He said that I was treating him like an option. And I said, how am I treating you like an option if you're not on the list? That makes no sense. You're not even on the list. You said that we would always be friends. He was like, that's just shit people say when they don't want somebody out of their life. I was like, well, I didn't know that because I took that shit seriously.
Right.
So never gave him a chance. We stopped talking for years. I done got married and had kids, all this stuff. We finally get back to conversing. And then that's when that shit popped off about this girl.
Oh,
Because
Lord.
Facebook, people send you friend requests and stuff like that. And I accepted her. I didn't know who the fuck she was. Her name looked familiar, like when I said it, but I had never seen her face, nothing like that. And she inboxed me and was like, such and such told me and you would be good friends. And I was like, wow. And it was funny because at that time I had been seeing his name like everywhere. He has a very common name, but during that time I was seeing it everywhere, like on TV, in the streets, hearing it in books, social media. It's like everywhere I looked, his name was popping up. And I was like, that's weird. So when she said that, I was like, wow, that's even weirder.
But who kind of person you gotta
Huh?
be to like inbox somebody be like such and such said we will be good friends.
Well, see, that's not the first time he did that, because if you remember, he also did that with one of our mutual friends. That's how
Yeah.
me and that person became friends. And during that time, I had even asked them, I was like, is the only reason you became friends with me is because they told you to become friends with me? And they was like, no, I actually, like, they did tell me and you would make good friends, but I actually did want to be your friend. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. Because now I'm starting to feel like I'm being spied on. But
Right.
it just felt weird because a lot of the stuff she was saying just was not adding up to me. Like, it didn't sound like stuff he was saying. It didn't sound like stuff he would do. And I was like, are you fishing for information? Because if you got some questions, just ask me. And she was like,
Yeah.
no, I just want to get to know you. And I'm like, no, you fishing to see if there's something going on between me and him. I was like, you realize me and him haven't conversed in years, right? And she's like, yeah, he told me. And I'm like, so why are you, what information do you need? Like, what's going on? And I don't know anything that he's been saying about me, but obviously it was enough for her to want to talk to me. And I was like, do you think me and him got something going on? She was like, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, initially when I started talking to you, it was just to get information to see what y'all had going on. I was like, but you told me that he literally told you we haven't talked in years. I have children. I'm married now. What
Wow.
could you possibly want? So he's going back at this time, I guess because he's mad at me. He's going back telling our mutual stuff, and she's telling me, and I'm like, but that's not what he told me. And I was like, you know what? At some point, enough is enough. We too old for me to be in this drama. So since that's what y'all want, I'm gonna give it. Whatever questions you got, ask away. And she started asking, I started answering. I started sending screenshots because she was like, he said he wants a family, he wants kids. I was like, this nigga just told me like yesterday he don't like kids. He don't want kids. And he feels like they're an obligation and that's something he would never want. I was like, he just told me this like 24 hours ago. I was like, none of this is making sense. Like, y'all starting to drive me. None of
So
this is
like
making
was she
sense.
trying to use you to like get him? Like was she trying to like get information from you on like how to get him or something?
I don't know. I'm still confused to this day because apparently when me and him started back conversing, which was a little while after me and her started conversing, he stopped talking to her for a little while because she would have to call me and be like, hey, have you heard from him? I was like, yeah, like 2 minutes ago. I just texted him. He just texted me back. And she was like, oh, because he hasn't talked to me in like 3 days. And I'm like, that's not my problem. That's y'all problem. Well, I don't care if he's talking to you. I don't see why you would. Like, what are you talking about? And she was just like pushing and pushing and pushing. And I
She
was like,
definitely
look, this
cared.
is what's being said. Okay. So I sent screenshots of our conversation. I was like, look, there's nothing going on, but this is what he's telling me. And she's like, you're gonna make me cry. I was like, well, cry then, bitch, because this is what's going on. And from all that, I just learned basically stop being so open to be friends with people. I was so ready and open to be like, for us to get our friendship back on track again, like it always was. I was open to be friends with her. I was open to be friends with our mutual. I was very open to having those friendships. And I just learned stop being as open. You need to be more careful, especially if these people are being sent to be your friend.
Hey, somebody
Being
saying we
sent by
would
the
be good
same fucking
friends.
person. So,
Somebody
and I
said
think that's
that
why
is
he
so
did it, because
weird.
he knew I would be open to being friends with him. Like he knew I wouldn't mind it. Like I didn't care. But he was like, I sent y'all to be friends, not for you to be her therapist. And I was like, what the fuck you think this is?
That's the
What
same thing,
what do you think
honestly.
it is when I'm talking to you? Like
Exactly.
when we talk. So he was like, it's all right. I just know I can't talk to you. And I was like, if you feel like me being in your life is a hinder or is causing you problems, let me go. That's what you
Right.
need to do. If it makes you happy, that's what you need to do. I have no problem with it. Whatever makes you happy, do it. So he stopped talking to me. So I was like, all right, cool. Don't
Yeah.
send nobody else.
You know how slow you gotta be to be coming to somebody inbox. You know such and such. He said that we would be good friends. What is wrong with you? That made me remember, like, after that situation that I just I was telling y'all about, I got myself in another one. I ain't learned
Oh
nothing.
Lord,
Ah,
Boonie.
I ain't
wow.
learned nothing. It ended fast. I ain't learned nothing. I actually I did. I didn't learn that.
And see, I feel like I
And
might didn't learn anything because I'm still open to making new friends, but I'm slower with it now because I'm like, if you inbox me, because most things happen online nowadays
Yeah.
anyways. So I'm like, if you inbox me saying you want to be friends, that's fine, but just don't be shady. Just be honest, because
If
that's
you
all I'm gonna
inbox
do with
me
you.
and you say I want to be friends with you, it ain't happening. Hey, I want to. You seem like a cool person. Let's be friends. No, what is wrong with
Nah, they
you?
gotta start out like me and you, going back and
Exactly.
forth with our opinions on shit.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the only way you're gonna be friends with me. You can't come to my inbox asking to be friends. It's not happening. But hello. How far apart was those situations, man? Yeah, that was still a while ago, Damien. I did learn my lesson. I learned my lesson now, but I had two bad friendship breakups back to back with guys because of sex. Because sex got involved
sex
in
will
Mine
change.
both
was stupid.
situations, and I wasn't accessible to neither one of them. So like I got tossed to the side.
I'm pretty sure I got a good story for y'all.
Okay, you finna tell us the story?
Y'all ready? All right. So
Yeah.
what's the I want to make sure.
It's basically when you cross the line in one of the platonic situations and it got messy.
Well, I was in a I'm gonna be honest. I like I was telling y'all before, like platonic wasn't something that I always did or was always like chose in the beginning. But when the one time that I actually did was the one I was telling y'all that I told her no, it's gonna mess up our friendship. When we finally got to that point where we was friends, 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 friends. And it was another situation. It was funny because I met this friend and we got the same birthday. And the person who I was with, we got the same birthday. So it was got like weird, like, and it was actually honestly platonic in the beginning because I was with somebody, And I actually had to tell them about this new friend like I met. Like, yo, you won't believe I met this person, and she, their birthday on the same day as ours, and like, she's so cool. And then it kind of caused a rift in my relationship because they're like, hold on, so what's supposed to happen? Because that's how we started off, like just being friends like that. And I'm telling them like I know it was platonic in my mind because I'm literally like, nah, it's nothing like that. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like I'm open with my person about this friend. You feel me?
Yeah.
I say that to say, like me just being me, I guess, and like them just being. I mean, when they first got introduced to like take it from platonic to like something else, I was like, no, that gonna mess up our friendship. Like I honestly said that. Like that was something that I honestly weighed in my mind. I already had felt like I didn't felt like something was coming, but I already had thought about like, can we do? Cause I was like, nah, that, it was like too much of a good friend. You know what I mean? And then I'm
Yeah.
with somebody, and I'm just like, nah, I don't think when that time come, I don't think I'll turn it down. So when it came, I was like, no, like they gonna mess up our friendship. They actually agreed, and we continue being friends. One day it ended because this is where the lines got blurred. One day we doing what we usually do, and I'm at her house, and we got some alcohol. We drinking Paul, and we watching some show we always used to watch. One of them TV court shows or whatever. And I'm sitting on the edge of her bed. I remember this shit like yesterday. I'm sitting on the edge of her bed, the TV like on the wall. The edge of her bed is like right in front of the TV. At the door right here to the right side of the bed, like right here. So I'm sitting bed. She behind me. We smoking and shit, passing the bottle, and we passing the weed back and forth. And she was like, "Look, Bo," and I turned around, and a pussy in my face.
Dead.
What?
And not only is the pussy in my face, it kind of like looked like it been being played with. You know what I mean? Like kind of wet a little bit. I'm like, look, I'm intrigued off GP. Like it ain't even fair. It
Yeah,
ain't
nigga,
even drinking.
I'm intrigued too.
Paul, Paul,
Not Brent
We
coming
drinking
out of
Paul.
nowhere.
I heard pussy and got intrigued. I'm like, what going on? Nah, nah, I'm in here doing something. I ain't want to
Pussy,
be rude, nobody.
no, pussy in your face while you're drinking Paul. So things happen. One thing led to another, and it was I never spoke on this situation, and it was the one and only time. And that ended. I mean, I guess we still was platonic. You know what I'm saying? It's just that happened. We both knew that wasn't supposed to happen. It never happened again. And but it changed things with us. You know what I'm saying? It changed things.
Yeah.
So I can't even brag that to my homeboys. Me and such ain't messing around. That's my no, it ain't, they ain't, no, it ain't, no, it ain't. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, no, seriously, like I'm bragging, like I actually get to brag that I got a friend. You know what I'm saying? That I
Yeah.
ain't messing with. Her baby daddies be coming over there. I could look them in their eyes. And no, I ain't trying to mess with y'all baby mama. Like, and they can look at me and could tell, like, oh, he cool. You feel me? Oh, he ain't trying to,
Yeah.
like it's like that. Like we
Yeah.
cool. Like all that going. I can't, I can't act like,
I was laughing because this shit got you traumatized.
Yeah. He's stressed out.
nah, I lost a good friend. We had a
Well,
game like
that joke is a lot. I went through a lot too, Damien. I feel you. Them
yeah,
friendship breakups.
yeah, and then
I
like
feel
now
you.
that's still my homie. That's my homie. Like,
I
but
just,
it could never be what it was, like how we was going, after that sexual encounter.
but see, like with me, with mine, like we was just, I don't know. I guess the
You
friendship mattered more
know,
than what the
maybe
sexual act did.
yeah,
Or whatever. But we still
that's
cool.
why
You know
me and her main cool in a way, because she knew what my intentions was. Like I wasn't bullshitting when I had told her that, dang, this is gonna fuck up our friendship. I really was serious about it, you know?
Right.
It was just, I think, and then like, not blaming her, but I think that, you know, she caught me in that moment because she knew how she had to catch me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, not blaming her now. Not saying that, you know, but it puts me right there in my face, like, damn. I'm talking about no, like,
Man, that's gonna be the title.
Bro said he could not resist. He could not refuse.
That's
There was
gonna be the
no
title,
option.
man.
have been super. I wouldn't have been me. I wouldn't have been me at that point. You know, at that point, I wouldn't have been me. You know, and you know,
What could you do?
what could I do?
Right.
What could I do? I mean, like seriously, what could I do? I mean, she's not a bad looking person, even though we just friends or whatever. She's not a bad looking person. I mean, she attractive or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She a woman. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot in common. Like I say, our birthday the same day. It's just that this person got like probably like
Bro,
8
I'm
years.
trying to think so hard. Who we talking about?
Hey, no, you don't know them, but they're the person older than me. Like they like, so it's like
Boonie over there trying to put the puzzle pieces together.
I'm like birthday.
She
Hold
got
up.
the context clues. She's trying to put it together.
so
He
it's
said
like
same birthday. This was from what time period?
y'all. That's why I can say all of this because like nobody know, but you know it's like I was honestly coming in that situation as a platonic. You know what I mean? I can honestly say that was the time in my life, like me, platonic. I ain't feeling, you know, I ain't trying to be frisky or nothing.
And it
For
just
months,
caught
don't
you
talk
off,
months. For
caught you
months,
off
I'm talking months.
guard.
You know, for
Bro
probably
said I was really trying.
yeah. We probably, but by the time we had sex, I think I can't
Man,
even
my hands were tied. My hands were tied.
be real, but I think we probably been friends for more than a year by the time we had sex, like over a year. And I'm talking about chilling like almost every day because we stayed around the corner from each other. Like she moved
Yeah.
to the neighborhood type shit. So everybody seen her moving to the neighborhood, all the homeboys. But some of them been trying to hit it, so they couldn't hang around like how I could. We just been cool. You feel me?
Yeah.
She said that was enough to make you be eligible to get it. You weren't trying, so that
Honestly,
made you a
like I
candidate.
feel like with a lot of women, when dudes don't try to have sex with them, they be wanting to have sex with the dude so much more than when you
Yep.
trying to do it.
Hey, cause yeah.
Yes, they do. Yes,
They
they
do,
do.
like when you don't try it, they want to do it.
Yeah, because it's not awkward. It's not I
Right.
already know what this is. You just want to get some and do, probably get some and leave. And it's like, no, when he not actually trying, he actually trying to be a friend. That is a fucking turn on.
Yeah.
So it's a turn on when I was like, nah, they gonna mess with our friendship.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't gonna lie,
Yep.
I thought
Bro,
about it.
you see
I
how
thought
she
about it,
approach you,
but at
bro?
the same time, nah, they gonna mess up our
Because
friendship.
I
So they
mean, they gave you the
wait,
time. They gave her the time to want it. They gave her the time to make the decision if that's what she wanted to move with, instead of it being like, damn, I can't talk to this nigga because he want me. Now it's like,
Right.
oh, he don't want to move forward. All right, cool. Now, should she have done what she did? No, but
No, she
still.
shouldn't have.
so she shouldn't have did that to me, huh? Ain't it?
Because I ain't gonna lie, I have been a victim of somebody not rushing to have sex with me. And I'm like, why this nigga not trying to have sex with me?
Damn, you gonna felt
Why you
bruised?
not trying? Like, what you
You
think
thought
you
about something wrong or something? Like what the fuck?
no, not nothing wrong, but like, dang.
Did it bruise your ego?
No, it didn't bruise my ego. He tried, just not hard enough.
I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking business at the time. I was like, shit, you know, damn, this right around the corner. I ain't got to have nobody pulling up at my house. Damn, she kind of cool. She smoked too. I was just trying to, just be good for a change. Because I know
For
that
me, it just makes me want to be friends more.
the
Yeah, when
first
they
thing
don't want to have sex
that I
with you.
would have
It
thought was,
depends. Like okay, if a person tried to have sex with me and then they not pressing the issue, like they put it out there that they want to do it, but they not pressing the issue. That's what I'm talking about. But like if you like not trying to have sex with me, not like that. I ain't gonna be turned on by that if we actually friends. But like if you put it out there, like yeah, I want you like that, but you ain't pressed about it, I gotta keep you around. That's my friends with benefits situation. It's been 5 years.
I ain't gonna lie, I did do everything.
Anytime that junk fail, he be like, "It's cool. I understand. It's cool." I be like, "I want to give it to you so bad."
I ain't never had a piece of pussy bad about getting, except that one.
You saying that and then smoking, like it's just so funny. I'm sorry, I ain't been laughing at your
They're like,
pain.
nah, you smoking a blunt to calm my nerves. That shit was traumatizing.
Man, I just like, it was kind of traumatizing, I guess. Not traumatized, but just thinking back on this shit, like, damn,
But see, that's why I avoided story time, because like I ain't got nothing really awful because I'm still cool with everybody. We talk literally every day.
My friendships with men always be getting messed up, and it always be huge. It always be like a big thing. Like, God, why you had to bring sex into it?
Nah, I don't.
It took, man, it didn't take no time for me to still treat her the same though. Like I still could act like that ain't never happened. Like I act like that shit ain't never happened in my mind. Like I just even right that's why I'm feeling it right now, because I had never talked about this. Like it never happened. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, look, man, I had my moment early in the segment when I was venting to get some things off of my chest and shit like
You
that. Man, welcome
good?
to the club, bro. We here for healing, all right? We here for healing.
Yeah, those friendship, like especially the platonic, when you like got a lot in common with them and they get you and then they get
But that
messed
shit,
up,
but that
bro.
shit be
That don't be
deceptive though.
so hard.
But that shit be very deceptive. That's why I never crossed that line with that relationship shit. You know, like it's very deceptive.
And guess what though? After we fuck, then we definitely know we can't keep doing this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. It's
Now
like
I
now it's
had
like,
one
damn,
that fucked me up. I had to
thing,
grieve
like, damn,
over
oh,
because I went to go see him. We chilling as usual, like this, my bro. Like I legit look at him as a bro. And one day he just texted me. He was like, "So last time you was here, what would you?" Of course, we were young, but he was like,
right.
"What would you have done if I would have kissed you?" I was like, "No,
Damn.
not you, not you."
That's what it's like, bro. It be hard. I
It's like
really
now
am
I gotta
trying to.
let you go.
I'm trying to. Well, I was about to say I'm trying to get like Jarrell and Yara. No, but never mind.
Don't do that.
Oh hell no, please no. What the fuck?
Never
Okay.
mind. Because they be crossing the line.
They
You
do
hear
more
me?
across the
The
goddamn
line.
you ready to have
But I love their relationship
Me
though. Like if it
too.
could
I love
be
their
so,
relationship too.
I love it. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I love their relationship.
Me
Like I wish it
too.
wasn't so messy, but I love
You
their
know what's
relationship. I
funny? Like it's
love their
messy, and
connection.
then they significant others be like, "Go ahead, go, go
See,
ahead,
that's
do
what
what
I'm
y'all
talking about. Like I love their relationship.
do."
Because it's not too much, it's not too little. There are no obligations with it. There's no
Right,
no heavy strings attached. It's like I'm here for you.
right.
I'm there when you need me. If we need to cross that line, we can do that, and
Can do
nobody
that.
is upset about it. Like
Everybody
the
just
freedom
like,
of it.
thank you for bringing her back home safe.
Right.
Wow, so naive.
Yeah. Boonie
I think
characters
it's, I think it's
Boonie characters
really
off the
mature
chain, man.
of them to be like that though,
Boonie characters off the chain now.
bruh. You gotta read the rest of the books, bro. Yara and Jarrell relationship.
I'm gonna buy the rest of them from him. I'll be back in South Carolina soon. I don't want to
If
order
I
that.
had a
I don't think I've
relationship,
sent in all my payments, have I?
huh?
I said I don't think I've sent in all my payments, have I?
You got the book 4. I think that was the last one. I'm gonna try to publish the other one.
We're still recording.
February. Yeah. I cut this part out though. It's long enough to cut. Okay, so let's move it along. I feel like we might as well just go into the outro because we done been talking for about 2 hours, well over 2 hours.
Yeah.
We got into this one.
Yeah,
But
I done cooked, meal prep, and got all my shit ready for tomorrow morning. I'm good.
But let's do this real quick though. For the wealthy health segment, like name a movie that made you believe friends were supposed to evolve to be romantic partners, or name a movie that represented platonic friendships improperly. Because I feel like the media be making us feel like this how it's supposed to be. Like, we be friends and then we catch feelings for each other and stuff like that. I'll say no strings attached, friends with benefits, brown sugar. What else? What else? I'm trying to think of some more movies that was
I
like
love basketball.
they was never platonic, right? They grew up together and then they ended up yeah. So loving basketball is terrible. That's
You
that
don't like that movie?
Nah, that definitely was an improper representation of friendship. That movie was terrible.
I have watched that movie I don't know how many times, and I still can't tell you. I can't honestly say it's a good movie. Like I've watched it
It's
over and
terrible.
over and
That's
over, and I'm
why
still trying to figure out what the big deal about it is as far as it
that's what
being
I
a
mean.
good movie,
Everybody
because
be
it's
like,
not.
"Oh, loving basketball." That joint is
I just
terrible.
like the actors. Omar Epps and Sanaa
Yeah,
Lathan.
so now Lathan and Omar Epps. I like them together too.
Oh yeah,
Gabrielle.
I love them as actors. I don't like the movie.
Me neither. That joint terrible. But yeah, some movies like that, I feel like it's always some no strings attached, friends with benefits movie, and like they end up in a relationship and they make it seem like this is how it's supposed to be and it's
You
gonna
know
be
what?
happy and
I ain't
stuff
gonna lie,
like that.
I
that's
think
me.
I think the best movie that sums this all up is A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Mark Lawrence,
Martin and what her name was?
Kim.
Regina Hall character.
Oh yeah.
Regina King character.
Yeah, Regina King. I see A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
Yeah.
I can relate to love and basketball in the fact that like they knew what they had, but they still were other people, but they knew what they had all along. Like, you know what I mean? Type stuff. Like as far as like he ain't went with her to prom, but then end up sneaking through her window and taking her virginity type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
That was trifling.
What?
How was that trying?
What
that
are
just
you talking about?
like what I'm talking about is like, all right, they didn't go to prom together, right?
Right.
But they knew they were supposed to. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why they still end up. She wasn't gonna let that other dude. She didn't want that dude,
I
and
know
he
they
didn't
was trying to
care for
make
the girl.
they was gaslighting each other through that whole movie. It was
You know what I'm saying?
stupid.
That's what I
If
mean. Like
y'all love each other, just be
that's,
together.
that's relatable to me though. That's very relatable to me. Like that's very very relatable to me. Like just that's very relatable to me. And like in so many stories, like in the public eye, I might be with this person, or I'm like I was telling y'all earlier about having a type. I'm thinking this my type, but I ain't even realizing that I'm having more vibe with this person. Like I'm getting along great with this person, and
Right.
that I actually want to have sexual. Like I'm curious more about with this person, even though I
So it's
want to.
kind of
I
it's kind
want
of
to.
like
No, I ain't gonna say I'm more curious about it with that person, but it's happening more with this person. But I want to fuck this other girl. You know what I'm saying? But me and her having the natural chemistry, like with learning each other and talking about it, and you feel me?
I
But
guess I get what you're
but
saying.
I'm chasing something else though. You feel me in the streets or whatever.
It's like you always looking,
But at the end of that, I'm
always
still gonna come
chasing.
back to her and chill and have it. We got it like that naturally, you know?
So let
Like
me
them.
ask you this. Do you
You
feel like
sound like
you feel like you always chasing a different high with a different type of woman?
Previously, yeah.
yeah, that's what loving to me,
Like
that's what that portrays.
I could easily like if I'm feeling bad about myself, that would be the main thing I would do to make myself feel better.
Yeah,
To make,
go get a
make sure
woman.
I still got it. So I feel like damn, it is just me and her going at it. You know what I mean? Because this girl still love me. Or I still could make her laugh or make her laugh. Damn, it gotta be just me and her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
She just ain't laughing with me.
Why?
That used to be my little shtick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Why? Why is it like that?
Because you don't know. Because you in such a rift with that person that you just don't know. You really don't be knowing if you still funny or you still handsome or you still, you know what I mean?
But it might just be to that person. So why not leave that
Right.
person?
That's why I'm saying you don't know until you do that.
I mean, you can do it without cheating.
Y'all get what I'm saying though? Like, say for instance, like me and my girl arguing, but I go other places and I can still get a laugh out of somebody. You know what I mean?
They
Like
make you feel good when you in a
that feel better.
right.
It makes you feel good when somebody's
So
acknowledging.
that's how the cheating start.
I think that's what a lot of men though, like what you saying. I think that's what a lot of men. I think like when they have a disagreement, like you said, with the person that you feel is your person, and something bad happens, and your mood is down, you want somebody to bring you pleasure, basically, or to know that you brought somebody pleasure.
Yeah, you want a person that's a pick me up.
And then a lot of time it happen inadvertently.
Boy, you touch it. Hey, David, you speaking to my soul right now because I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
And that's when you realize, damn, this person pursuing me too. Like in hindsight. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But isn't it just external validation instead of just like
right. You think
internal validation?
Or like work, or like talking to the person you got about the stuff.
A lot of people don't want to talk to the person they got. Like in my situation, when I was telling earlier about that attorney chick, her answer was to go lie on her back with somebody else. And the issue and stuff like that I had with her after I found out what was happening, what was happening and shit was, you sat back and told this man, poured your heart out to this man about what the fuck was going on, and I've been trying to get you to do that shit for the longest and stuff like that because you were wrong on a lot of shit. She never liked being accountable for saying crazy shit to me and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, okay. Like people really do not want to confront. They don't like being confrontational with the person who they're in a relationship with. It's like they try to keep some type of peace, but they try to seek solace in somebody else.
So
and all
like,
that does is cause
it's
fucking confusion.
good to want peace, and I mean, of course, I know all of us know it's good to want peace in your relationship, but the purpose of a relationship is to be around that person during their good and their bad times, as well as your good and bad times. So if you're not prepared for that, if that's not what you want, you don't want to be around somebody during bad times, you don't want somebody to inflict bad times on you, you don't need to be in a relationship. Just stay single.
At the same time, y'all got to be real about it. Once you into it and once you done got into your feelings, now it's a game. We in the game now with each other. I might not text you. I seen your text and I text back. You know, once we done started that game, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? If we in that,
I know what you're talking about, but
it shouldn't be like that. There shouldn't be a game. Like you should be able to talk. Like no matter how bad the time is, like, all right, that's being petty, which I am very familiar with, but that's just being petty. That's not being mature. That's not helping the situation. That's just adding fuel to the fire and just continuing from there. Like that's not good.
You're causing more chaos and confusion instead of just addressing the issue, what the fuck was going on from the jump.
Right.
A lot of people are just straight up selfish and think they can do no wrong. When that girl told me out her own mouth that everybody cheats and I should just get over it, I said, "Oh, you one of these hoes." And I was done with her especially after I came back to her house to get my shit. After I threatened her, it was like a week or 2 weeks later. I went to go get my shit. Hell, she called the police on me.
What you threatened? What you said?
Oh damn! Okay, well we recording. I'll do it after.
Okay.
Fans watching.
Okay, so to move things along, because this was an emotional thing.
God damn it, but it needed to happen.
It did. True, it was.
Everybody should see we are human just like them for the most part.
Right. So to move on,
I realized after this episode that I have a wall that I need to try to work on. I realized the stuff like that I drain the life out of my homegirl Boonie. I got to figure out why the fuck I do that. But I realized why I do that though, because I easily get attached to the shit that I see online and stuff. But I stopped that recently. I haven't done that in a while. But yeah, shit, it was dope. And I need to make myself more approachable, I guess.
Yeah, because
wow.
being guarded got a root to it. It's a reason behind.
Yeah, it definitely.
So that's
okay. To move to the next segment, the What You Do segment, we don't have any questions, but don't forget to send your questions, if you want advice on anything, to our email at socialpsychopod@gmail.com. And since we don't have email, I just want to answer this very easy question. Y'all can give me a yes or no answer or whatever. But we will. Okay. The question is, can men be friends with women they are attracted to? And can women be friends with men they are attracted to? Like, after we've had this discussion, what is y'all, like, what do y'all think?
Yes.
I think they can be friends with people they attracted to. It's more about the intention behind it. Like, just because I'm attracted to you don't mean
Right.
I have to pursue anything or that I actually want anything with you. But you have some, I can't even say mostly men or mostly women. You have some people who are attracted to their friends and they are secretly in the waiting for something to happen, for them to be recognized, for them to be picked. Hell,
Yeah.
it's not always, but for some reason it's majority. So I do believe men and women can be friends to people they're attracted to. It's just all about the intention, I guess.
I agree. I think so too. I think men and women can be friends with each other, but I feel like you have to understand yourself and like go into those situations knowing what you want from that person. Like, okay, like deciding as soon as you get there, okay, I want this to be my friend. Like, I want this person to be my friend rather than let's see where this goes. Because I feel like when you let's see where it goes and you don't like set those boundaries and stuff, that's when it can go anywhere.
I think on the contrary, on the flip side, for me, I think I just like attractive people. I think that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, and not always I mean, yeah, attractive as in looks too, but attractive as in spirit, because even me, I realize that I'm attractive because how people treat me. When I know that I'm looking my best and I'm feeling my best, people treat me good. People want me around them. You know what I mean? So I think in just a human element, we like we want to help who we think is attractive. I think that's just a human element. You know what I mean? Like, even subconsciously or consciously, like, if you pay attention, a lot of people most likely gonna have people around them that's attractive.
Yeah.
I mean, not even by choice. Just if you a good person, if you a good, you know what I mean. If you got a good vibe, if you handsome, that is more likely you're gonna gravitate towards around them people.
I agree with everything everybody said just now. Nobody lied. Nobody told anything untrue. I agree with everybody.
Okay. So now for the Black life segment, life meaning living in fear every day. How do you think Black women and men can be better friends to each other even when they don't have anything to gain from the friendship?
Have honest conversations without trying to point the blame and point the finger at each other. Like, the biggest thing that I see amongst our community and stuff, especially Black men and women, is we want to point the finger and blame each other for X, Y, and Z, and we need to stop that. Like, Boonie checked me on something from the previous podcast, and I was open and receptive to it. I didn't dismiss her. I wasn't angry with it. she didn't come from a place of maliciousness or anything like that. She basically made an observation. And when I realized that what she's saying was true, I accepted it as such, and I'm working on doing better, which I think this episode I did. But when the conversations and stuff like that start to turn hostile, don't put your emotions into it. That's when you're gonna fuck up. Because it becomes a blame game, and we all know how that happens once emotions get involved with conversations. Take your emotions out of the conversations and actually come from my point of view, logical, and you'll be fine.
What about you, Van?
Sorry, dealing with my daughter. What was the question?
How do you think Black women and men can be better friends to each other, even when they don't have anything to gain from the friendship?
Like like everybody else said, just your intentions, and like Brent said, sometimes you have to take your feelings out of it and just look at it and see, like, okay, if I'm not gaining anything from them, do I actually want to be here? Because some people are only friends because they feel like they can gain something from it, and it's like me and you are friends. I don't feel like I can gain any. Like I probably could, but I don't. I'm not trying to gain anything from you. I'm not trying to gain anything from this relationship. I just genuinely love you and trying to be your friend. Well, am your friend, and it's like if you have that, that's fine.
Right. What about you, Damien?
Me, I think we got to get used to being attractive. First of all, being attractive, and get used to being around people that's attractive. Period. Imagine other entertainers having to be around people that they idolize their whole careers, but they in a room with these people now, and these people looking at them as peers. You know what I mean? But they all stars in their own right. Imagine I'm Beyonce, but Janet Jackson right here. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get used to being around attractive people, knowing how to have conversations with attractive people. You know what I mean? Knowing how to be attractive and be comfortable with that. It's okay to, you know what I mean, to be around people who are pretty, be around other guys that are handsome, that smell good, and be able to compliment that, ask them questions about it. It's okay. You know what I mean?
So basically, stop making it a big deal.
Stop making the deal about. I mean, it's okay. You know what I mean? I feel like it should be. We all got gifts. We all got pizzazz. We all got mojo, swag. We all got that. These ancestrals that pass these things down. There ain't nothing new under the sun. So of course you're gonna have on some fly clothes, some fly gear. You're gonna put your stuff together in a certain way. And I think it's
Nothing
something.
should be expected because you're
Right.
attractive or because somebody else is attractive.
Right. We're gonna have to learn how
Okay.
to. Got to learn how to rub elbows and learn from each other instead of being so critical. You know what I mean? And being scared of each other shining.
Right.
You got to be able to be in the room with other people that's shining and be okay with them shining and learn from it and not be one way or the other way, too starstruck, or too critical.
In the words of Young Dolph, everybody can shine. Everybody just got to learn from each other. You're right.
And you know what? That does push into other people's insecurities too, because if they think somebody looks better than them in certain spaces, they feel like, oh, this person might get the attention. This person might get opportunities that I might not get, or this and that might happen, or my woman might see them, my man might see them, and start thinking something of them. So yeah, I get that completely. It does happen quite often, quite a lot. People will dim themselves down just because they feel somebody else is attractive or more than them when the person that they're looking at ain't even thinking about that.
Right.
And then that can make the person that you find more attractive feel some type of way because they're like, damn, now if I start doing this or start doing that, my friends might think I'm purposely trying to take away from them, or might think I'm doing this on purpose, and it's like it doesn't turn out well for anybody. So yeah, I agree. It shouldn't.
Baby
Nothing
read
should
my
be
life.
expected just from being attractive.
Right. Imagine if my wife is, I'm just gonna use Beyonce again. You know what I'm saying? And my homeboys, they ain't going Kanye West, a billionaire, or another, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like how you feel me? We gotta just I'm just using that as an example, but even on the surface level, you know what I'm saying? Like it's okay. You feel
Gotcha.
me? It's okay. Whatever conversation you got, that's what conversation you got. That's who you is. Everybody got their role.
I feel like the way to do that, like you said, use the perfect word. Learn your role in life in certain situations and circumstances that you in. A lot of the times, I kind of feel like we get caught up in, especially in the age of social media, like it's this competitiveness, like, oh, they doing this happening, whatever, and you trying to find your place and thing. I feel like you should learn your role, be secure in what you're meant to do. So you won't be looking at other people like, competition. They're not your competition. Like these are just people that are in the same field, in the same rooms that you in, or whatever. Like y'all said, everybody can shine. Everybody can be in the limelight or whatever. And like stop comparing yourself to people all the time. And I feel like like when you see people struggling, you see people in certain situations, in certain places, be compassionate and like extend uh a shoulder, extend whatever it is that you feel like they need. Like we need to learn how to be more compassionate and see each other as people, not as opportunities, not as obstacles, not as competition, not as, for instance, black women and black men, the competitiveness, the I got this, I'm better than you, I can do this for myself, whatever. Instead of being like that, we need to see each other as human beings, as people, and learn our roles in those situations. Like, for instance, I'm gonna take it back to like the friendship aspect. Like when you're online and you seeing somebody venting about the things that they've gone through, and maybe they are one-sided, they are attacking. Like you may see a woman online talking about black men, or black men hate black women, and why do black men hate black women? Instead of going under her comments and gaslighting her and like picking on her for saying certain stuff or whatever, like just listen, take it in, and you ain't got to comment. Just listen to what that person is saying, take it in, evaluate yourself, ask yourself, have I presented myself in this way around other women? Rather than getting mad, being defensive, and being like, oh, well, we do this because this is what y'all do. Y'all always, like just self-evaluate. Listen to what that person is saying. Ask yourself if this is how you've been presenting yourself, and figure out how to change that. Like deal with the root of that problem, because I feel like a lot of us have this animosity toward each other for a reason. There's a root to it. Deal with that issue, figure that out, and deal with that issue so you can start meeting people with love, even when they are being hateful, when they are being mean, and they are saying things that may hurt your feelings. Like you have to put your emotions to the side and think of it like, you know what? This person seems like they've been hurt. Like,
Right.
instead of being like, making it worse, how try to, if you're gonna comment, at least ask them a question to see how they got to that point, rather than telling them they're wrong for their opinion and this is why, this is that. Ask them like, what makes you feel like that? What have you seen that we've done that makes you feel like this is how we feel about you?
Exactly, especially when it comes to social media, because I even realized, like with my husband, our algorithms are completely different, complete opposites. Because he'll say something, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Like that's not true. It's like that's all you see online is this, that, and that. And I'm like, I don't see none of that. Like I literally never see any of that. And it's because of how, when we go online, how our algorithms are set up, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that. So like you said, when anyone's talking now, instead of like, because, I'm not like that personally, instead of getting defensive or whatever, it does start, pegging questions like,
Right.
what are you seeing that's making you think like that? Or what has happened to you that makes you think like that? Or have you dealt with this personally to have that specific type of opinion, or for this to be a fact in your head when we know it's not? Like what have you seen? What have you been doing? Who's been saying
Right.
this to you? What's going on? And yeah, social media plays a lot into that when it comes to what we have against each other. Because like the last episode we had, we were saying, this is what I see when I'm on my phone. This is what I've experienced personally. This may not be your experience, but this is my experience. Just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean it's
Right.
not an experience, period. You just haven't experienced it. Just because this is what you're seeing and you're hearing doesn't mean that it's true. That's just what you're seeing and hearing. You need to look deeper into it. And I feel like if a lot of us actually look, like you said, at ourselves,
Right.
you would get a lot of those answers a lot quicker and clearer than you would just scrolling on social media.
Right. Yeah, I feel like we just like the bitterness, and you can tell when somebody is bitter. So like adding fuel to the fire is never the answer. Just try to understand, listen to understand, and not be mad, like be defensive and think it's an attack on you, because everything is not about you. And if you see somebody talking about something and it affects you in a way, there's a reason for that. There's a reason that it makes you angry. So you need to look within yourself to ask yourself, why does this make me angry? Get to the root of that problem.
You're basically saying you gotta have grace.
Right.
Have grace for others, man. And hurt, because like you said, hurt people. So
Right.
being said, it's coming from somewhere.
Exactly. So just like that, it's a wrap. We had a great conversation. We got deep in our feelings on this one, but that's cool. If it's too long, I'm gonna break it up into parts or whatever. But I thank y'all for sharing y'all experiences on this public platform for people to judge, being comfortable doing that. And everybody watching, thank y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all in the next episode.